All right, so something really surprising, well, sort of surprising, but like in retrospect was not surprising at all, is, last night, late last night before I went to bed, I actually sent the confession letter that I talked about yesterday to my dad, and I actually got a pretty quick response here just a couple hours ago, about an hour ago. And in the confession that I sent him, it was very factual, followed by, how those events made me feel at the time, just kind of walking through how I observed the events and in turn how it impacted me. I didn't lay any blame, like direct blame. I didn't point fingers. It was just more very factual, just walking him through my observations of what happened 15 years ago. And the response I got is not actually what I expected, but then in retrospect is like kind of exactly what I expected. My dad is not an empathetic person, and I don't know exactly what I was expecting, but he jumped right into trying to explain things from his perspective, saying that he wished I wouldn't have waited so long to talk about this with him. But the reality is until about a week ago, I didn't know that I had a different perspective, and it's something that I needed to share. And that's the strange thing about trauma and burying these feelings, is that if we are trained to do that and to hold them inside this long, after a while we kind of forget what's in there until it comes back out again. And so right now, I think ordinarily I'd feel really angry about this kind of response, because I feel like in many ways my dad just doesn't understand who I am as a person, and he totally just missed the point of this entire confession letter that I sent him. So ultimately, at the end of the day, this is more about me and the work that I'm doing on myself. And it was therapeutic to just send it in the first place and to do the work to see how these events impacted me. But at the same time, to have him come back where he just basically came back with his own viewpoint of everything that happened 15 years ago from his viewpoint. There was just no recognition, no validation that this must have been really hard for me, or, thanks for sharing, or I'm upset that you've been carrying this with you. Like nothing that would indicate anything other than someone who's rather robotic. And I don't know what to make of it. I feel compelled to respond just so that I can clarify. Because maybe it just wasn't clear enough. But this is something that I'm going to be continuing to work on over the next few days, week, whatever, to figure out if I should respond and how to respond. But it's very difficult to try and find reconciliation when I'm trying to be empathetic. I'm trying to be truthful, and it is just not being received on the other end. The last thing that I will say, and it's something that I just talked to my wife about, is that right now, I do believe that there is a path to reconciliation that exists, but given where I'm at right now, I just can't even envision what it would even look like, and which is really hard for me because I'm someone who's very conceptual and intuitive and is very future thinking. And this is one scenario, one relationship where I really have no idea how it's going to end, if we can reconcile, how I'm going to be able to make sense of things in my own head to be able to start spending regular time with him again. But anyway, I'll let you know how it goes, but I just want to share with you while the thoughts and feelings were fresh in my head. Thanks for listening.